Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome to Nita's Niche. Today I have a super last minute gift idea for you guys. I actually just thought of this last night as I was scrambling trying to figure out what to get my family and friends for Christmas, and it just hit me that I have all these supplies already. Because if you do not know, like I've mentioned before, I recently switched to all natural products for body care, for cleaning supplies, things like that. And not too long ago, I ordered a bunch of supplies to try to make my own deodorant and like body butters and things like that. And I unsuccessfully tried to do a deodorant recipe. But I thought I have the same exact ingredients for a lotion bar, and I think this might actually work. I hope it works because it's the 23rd, and yeah, I don't know what else to get, and also it gives me an excuse to use up these supplies. This lotion bar can work for a man or a woman. They do have lotion bars for him. You can just use essential oils that have a masculine scent because, you know, guys need to keep moisturized too, not just the ladies. So hopefully, you know, the guys that I'm giving this to like it and will use it. And so the ingredients that you will need, and if you don't have the ingredients, I know it's super last minute, but if you want to do this, hopefully you can get to like a health food store or a health store. They should be available there. So the ingredients are the ones that I'm using. Beeswax pellets. You can also use, I believe they're called Candelilla wax pellets if you want to make it vegan. Some organic virgin coconut oil. This I got from Trader Joe's. This I forgot to mention I got from Etsy. It's this a DIY Bath & Body Etsy store. I'm also using organic shea butter, vitamin E oil from Trader Joe's. This isn't pure vitamin E oil because it has soybean oil and coconut oil, but I'll just use a little bit. And some organic argan oil. These two are optional. The main ingredients you need are just the beeswax, coconut oil, and the shea butter or mango butter, or anything similar like that. So of these three ingredients, you will need equal parts. I'm just doing a 1/4 cup for now, which I hope will be just enough for these 4 containers. These are obviously deodorant dispensers, but they work well for lotion bars as well. If you don't have these, you can use molds, like in cute shapes like hearts, I don't know what other shapes they got, snowflakes, you know, those molds that people usually use for bath bombs or even ice cubes. You can use a regular square ice cube mold, or even use a baking sheet, like a square baking sheet, so then you can cut the lotion bars after they have hardened. And I will be using 1 teaspoon of vitamin E oil and probably 1/2 teaspoon of argan oil. I found a recipe online. I'm kind of deviating from that. I'm experimenting a bit. So you will be finding out along with me whether this works or not. If this doesn't work, obviously I probably won't post it. So you will be finding out with me. I don't want to make it too oily, so I want to be careful with that. And I forgot to grab them, but I will also be using 15 drops of essential oils, and I will show you right now which ones I'm using. Well, in a bit. For now, I am boiling about 1 inch of water in a pot, or you could use a saucepan as well. So obviously it's coming to a boil, so I will turn down the heat. And gonna make, if you have a double boiler, even better, but I don't, so you could just use a saucepan or pot with a glass bowl on top. And yeah, I will be back with you in a bit. Alright, so I ended up using a 1/4 cup of the beeswax, a 1/4 cup of the shea butter, and a 1/4 cup of the coconut oil, along with 1 teaspoon of the vitamin E oil and 1 teaspoon of the argan oil. And actually, sorry, I ended up using a little bit less than a 1/4 cup of the coconut oil and shea butter. Practically a 1/4 cup, but I just went a little bit below the line because I was going to be adding the vitamin E oil which has coconut oil already, and the argan oil like I said before. And I'll have the recipe in the description box because the video might be a bit confusing since I am learning as I go, but thank you for sticking with me during this experiment. And we'll see how this turns out. In the meantime, as this slowly melts, I will show you the essential oils that I plan to use. For the women, I plan to use geranium, that's rose geranium, which smells very good, and ylang ylang essential oil. My fiance doesn't like the smell of ylang ylang. I really love it, so he loves the rose geranium, so just keep that in mind that not everyone might like the same scent. And for the men, I'm going to use frankincense and Himalayan cedarwood. Alright, so it is now completely melted, so I probably won't film much of the next step because you have to work fast before the oil starts to harden up again. But I'm next going to add the 15 drops of the essential oil, and for this batch I think I might use the rose geranium. Alright, so you missed a lot. It's quite a bit later, but this wasn't a complete fail, but it was a complete mess. It did end up looking pretty nice. I don't know if I can open this with one hand. I'll open it in a bit. But after all the ingredients melted down in the glass bowl, I tried to pour the oil directly from the bowl. I should have known better. A lot of it spilled all over the place and hardened pretty quickly because it's pretty cool. And so I had to scrape it off and melt it all again. It was just a complete mess. So this may not be the best last minute gift if you've never done this before. If you have done something similar to this before, it probably would be a very good idea as a last minute gift. This is my first time doing this lotion bar, so I probably won't make any more. I might just stick with these 2 and give it to my sister-in-law and my mom. I don't know, it's 2 o'clock and I'm hungry for lunch, so we'll see how I feel after lunch. So yeah, I hope you learned from my mistakes. Let's see what else. Another thing I did wrong was because I actually forgot that I wanted 2 of these to be the rose geranium and 2 of them to be the ylang ylang. I thought, why not just pour the oil in here and then add a fraction of the drops to each deodorant bottle. Do not do that. Add the drops before you start pouring because the wax started to harden a lot quicker than I thought, and so again it was just a big mess. It was partially hardened, then I had to melt down the wax again and then pour the wax back in with the drops and try to mix in the already hardened wax so that it could get some of the oil infused, the essential oils infused into it. So again, not a complete fail, but a complete mess. This is how it ended up looking. And honestly, I don't really smell the rose geranium much. So it ended up being about 10 drops of the essential oil per deodorant stick or lotion bar stick. But it may not be enough. Maybe 15 drops per stick would be better. Alright, quick update. So I've had my lunch and I'm feeling better and I can think a little bit more clearly. So I just wanted to give you a quick update. I'm feeling a lot better about these actually. I think they probably need to settle a bit before you can really get a sense of what they are going to smell like. So I do like the smell of it a lot better now. And I don't think they've even completely settled yet because it's been maybe about an hour or so. I think they need to rest for a bit longer and I'll check back with them. But I already used some of it. I had some leftover that I just let cool on some wax paper, and I used some of it on my hands and arms and elbows and legs as well. And let me tell you, it really does work. It makes the skin so soft, and I just put it on not too long ago, but my elbows feel so soft and moisturized. I'm actually really surprised. Personally, one note, personally, I don't really like the smell of shea butter. It really depends on your taste. I was hoping that the coconut oil would and the other ingredients would kind of neutralize that a bit. It's a lot better than when I made the deodorant purely with just shea butter. So I am happy about that, but I'm still kind of sensitive to that smell, so it did bother me a little bit. But for the average person, it shouldn't really bother you unless you know for sure that you just cannot stand the smell of shea butter. But as I'm smelling it right now, I don't really get that smell. So again, maybe it just needs to settle. And I forgot to mention one tip. I just thought of this. I think it would be a good idea to use probably a smaller saucepan and a glass measuring cup like this. This is plastic, but make sure you use glass so that you have a spouted tip to make it easier to pour into the mold. So again, hopefully you learn from my mistakes, and I hope that you will try this because it really does seem to work. And so I am overall happy with the result, even though it was a big mess to get here. Alright guys, thank you for tuning in to this DIY idea. Again, you took the journey along with me. Please hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. I promise that I don't always do this. Usually I try to set DIYs up beforehand to make sure that they're gonna work, but I thought I would do something a little bit different and some experimentation. And please give this a thumbs up if you would like me to do more experiments and learn with me along the way to see if they will or will not work, and learn from my mistakes. And leave a comment down below if you tried this and if you were more successful than me, which I hope you will be. And if I don't talk to you again, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. Bye guys.